Good afternoon, y'all. It's Gary, the guy in the pink shirt from pilotsafety.org. Well, today wearing my Avidyne gray shirt, and today we're going to talk about using a vector-only departure in the Avidyne IFD. So while I'm peacefully sitting in my North Texas office, let's actually plan a flight from Miami International, KMIA, up to KCTY. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up into the search box, and I'm simply going to just start out with GPS Direct, KCTY. I want to leave in plus 15 minutes, and east is never even, so west is. So let's file it at 8,000 feet. And start. Now I'm going to open up Flight Plan, and I'm going to look at Procedures. Departures from Miami include the Miami 6. Now the Miami 6, the nearest transition point to us would be Winco. The Miami 6 is a vector-only standard instrument departure, and we'll start with that in a minute. But first of all, I'm going to touch KCTY, show full screen, and check the weather there. Right now, the winds are 320 at 6, and it looks like they're going to stay out of the north most of the day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select Procedure, Approach. The RNAV 31 looks like it's going to be best for us. I'm going to hit Overlay on the map, and it looks like I'm just going to drag my line to the initial approach fix of OCB. And many people have heard me speak before about the importance of filing GPS Direct to the initial approach fix if there are no standard terminal arrival routes. So let's go back and look at that Miami 6 departure. So touch KMIA, show full screen, Procedure, Departure, and select Miami 6. Now there's a NOTAM, and the NOTAM gives you different departure climb rates. All well and good. We're going to ignore that for now. But this is what I mean by vector only. So Miami International departures, all runways, you're going to climb on an assigned heading for radar vectors to assigned transition. You're going to climb 5,000 and expect filed altitude in 10 minutes. So if we look at this, the transition we've picked is the Winco transition. Now, this is where we have to be very clear. Our instructions are not to go to the Dolphin VOR, but merely to accept a radar vector to intercept the leg to Winco. And that's why it's not in Jeppesen or any Garmin databases. It's why it's not in navigators, because there aren't assigned fixed waypoints to start. You start with a vector only or radar vector, as again shown right here. Climb on assigned heading for radar vectors to the transition. So now let's show how to put this entire flight plan, which is KMIA, the Miami 6 departure Winco, OCB to KCTY in the Avidyne, and fly it. I'm going to use an Avidyne 550 because that's what I have installed in my airplane, and it looks like we're at Miami International and we'll be departing runway 8 left, which is next to an FBO for general aviation. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to push the FMS button, and I'm going to select the departure, and you'll notice that if I scroll up, Miami 6 is not listed in the database. That's because it can't. It's not allowed to list vector-only transitions. So we have to manually program in the leg or the first interception point. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the insert cursor below Miami, hit the enter button again to select a waypoint, and you'll notice it automatically finds the dolphin vortex. I'm going to push the hard enter button again. I'm going to enter again and put in a waypoint of Winco. And all you have to do is type in WINC and it finds it, enter. Then I'm going to put in the rest of my route. I'm going to enter, select waypoint, type in Oakby, push the hard enter button, push the hard enter button again, select waypoint, and change it to KCTY, enter. And then I'm going to load the procedure. Remember, the Miami 6 is not going to come up in departure databases. Push the procedure button again, and I'm going to do the RNAV 31, which is LPV, starting at Oakby, because I've already put it in my flight plan. And that's how we avoid putting something called a gap in route. I'm going to activate my flight plan, and then I'm not going to Dolphin. So if we look at the map, and I simply zoom out on the map view, I'm not going to go to Dolphin. In fact, we can even pull up the Miami 6 departure plate, not loaded as a procedure, but we can even look at the plate if you have the Jeppesen charts loaded in your IFD. So I'm going to push select chart, and I'm going to scroll up and find the Miami 6 departure. See if we can find it here. In this case, this is a training database, so it shows Miami 5. But look, it has the exact same information, radar vectors only. So what we need to do is we don't want to go direct to Dolphin. We want to activate the leg to Winco. So I'm going to highlight Winco and push activate leg. Then I'm going to confirm that by pushing the hard enter button. Now, if we go to the map view, open up my data tab, let's actually fly the departure. So I'm holding short of runway 8 left. I'm going to make tower active, and then I'm going to load my departure. What's the departure frequency? Well, it's going to be on your plate. Let me just get there. Miami departure, the Winco transition is going to be 1945. So 1945. Okay. Then let's go back to the map and call Miami Tower. So Miami Tower, station air 4941 Foxtrot, holding short of runway 8 left, ready to depart, IFR. And they say clear for takeoff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my flight controls to the autopilot. I'm going to match my departure heading of 080, and I'm just going to start the simulator. And we'll just briskly take off at 200 knots and start climbing up. Contact Miami departure, we say OK, and Miami departure will say turn left to a heading of, let's say, 360. Okay, so we'll turn the plane to 360. And you'll notice that the leg from Dolphin to Winco is active. And then after a few more minutes, they're going to say, turn left to a heading of 270. Okay, so we'll give it a left turn to 270. and they're going to say assume normal speed, and you're approved for high speed, so we'll just speed on up to a nice brisk 400 knots. This is the new rocket-powered stationair that I'm flying. And then they're going to say, turn right to a heading of 290 and intercept the Winco transition, which is from Dolphin to Winco. So we'll turn right to a heading of 290. And then we will tell the autopilot to go to GPS steering, and it will now intercept the Winco transition and fly our course. And that's how you would fly and program a vector-only standard instrument departure on the Avidyne IFD series. For more information, come on over to avidynetraining.com. We have a bunch of great tools to make you a master of the Avidyne and get all you can out of the best FMS available for general aviation, including video training programs, the opportunity to fly with me for 3 days in your airplane and really be the best you can be at single pilot IFR using Avidyne and new technologies, and ground schools all over the country. Again, for more information, visit us anytime at www.avidynetraining.com.